Yo, good morning, GMG. As always, I hope everybody's feeling great this morning. It is looking pretty nice out there, so it's a beautiful morning out there. I hope everybody's feeling good. We are all up, motivated, and get into that bag, be it at work or in the stock market, does not matter. We up and we get into that money. Let's get it, you know what I'm saying? So, for anybody who's new to the channel, this would be a morning prep where I kind of, sometimes throughout the week, I'm going to try doing it about 3 times a week. I come in here and I do a little morning analysis where I talk about some of the ES levels that I'm watching, some of the long-term levels I've got, and then some of the intraday levels that I'll be watching for today for potential trades in today's trading day. All right, so if that sounds like something that you'd be interested in, stick around, see what you like. All right, so with all that being said, let's just get right into it. Market opens pretty soon, 40 minutes or so, so I'm going to try to get this done and then get ready for the market. All right, so we always start our analysis on the daily for the ES, right? And really the most thing that we're looking for here on the daily time frame, we're going to look at today's candle right now. So that would be this white one right here. And the first thing I'm asking myself is this candle a inside one? Is it a 2 up or 2 down, or is it a 3 bar, right? So per the strat, you have 3 possibilities, and then that's basically the first thing I'm checking. So we know here that this is a 2 going down, right? If you're not familiar with the strat, this candle's low is lower than this candle's low, therefore it broke the low and became a 2 down. All right, so that's the first thing I'm looking for here on the daily. So we do have a 2 down. That is just a little tiny sign of bearish, right? Just a little bit. I'm not saying that makes the day bearish, you know what I'm saying? We've got a lot more to go, but off rip, a little bearish, right? More bearish than bullish, at least. So we look at that, and then another thing that I look for is any patterns. Are there any specific patterns I should be watching here on the daily or anything like that, right? And besides like this little uptrend right here, which I'm going to switch to my blank, right? And that's that right there. Besides that little uptrend, there isn't really anything as far as a pattern going on. I do have this yellow area right here, and for anyone who's been watching some of our videos about 2 weeks ago or so, I mean, I'm sure these levels were on watch for a lot of people, right? But you know that we have these levels back in June, and then we were caught there again not too long ago. We broke out, and now we're back in that level, right? So this little bit of information, right, what I just said, is stuff that I would be looking for on the daily. So we could easily look at this as a break over this yellow, this yellow box. We broke over it, and now we're coming back down for a retest. All right, so we could sit in here, retest this area, and then continue to go back up, or we chill in this area and then break down, start to go back down. So overall, I'm just watching these I'm watching within this yellow box, right? Into just basically waiting, right? Just see if we're gonna continue bullish, right? Because this is a bullish run up, but if we just zoom out a little bit, we were in a bearish run down, right? This is a downtrend that I have. And if you'll probably see this better on the weekly. Hold on, where's my weekly chart? Nope, you can't see it better on the weekly. It doesn't look great on the weekly at all. But I could draw another one here on the weekly. I had originally drawn this one, or was it this one? Or was it this one? And we could draw that one too, like that. You know what I'm saying? We have a downtrend. Nevertheless, we have this downtrend, and we have, on the daily, we have the dotted red line, right? So we are overall in a downtrend, right? And this is a uptrend that we can pretty soon, if we were to bounce right here and come up and then break above these, we would be in a daily uptrend where it actually puts us like confirmed uptrend, right? Because we're still in this downtrend. This could just be a little bounce from this downtrend. All right, that's enough of trend this, trend that, uptrend this, downtrend that. All right, that's pretty much what I'm looking at right there. We're gonna be watching the price and how we react in this yellow box, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so that's pretty much all I'm getting from the daily. Back to this chart. If we pull back, I would be watching this trend line for a bounce back up, and I do believe, if I just pull this up real quick, I'm not trying to be here too long, but let's see. Look, if you do this, the 38% kind of lines up right here, right? So if we were to come back down in a couple days, break out, and then start tapping right down here, if it could happen right around here at that trend line or anything like that, that would be pretty nice for a bounce in this area, right? We'd be watching that to see if this trend line is going to hold, with the 38.2% at 40.65 also holding with it. But that's just stuff we'll be looking at and waiting for. We'll see what happens when price gets down there. Okay, so let's jump down into the hourly and let's see what we got for any possible trades for today or anything like that. Okay, so again, if you are new to the channel, we always ask ourselves 3 questions when we are analyzing the ES here on the smaller time frames, right? So you could do this on 4 hour, 1 hour, 30 minute, whatever, but the 4 levels that I will always have on my charts will be the previous day high and low, and the overnight high and low. All right, you guys can see that labeled here. So my dotted white line will always be my P day, so yesterday's high and yesterday's low right there. We have the overnight high and overnight low in orange, and then these teal or whatever color this is right here, that would be my value area high and then my value area low. And then this yellow line you see right here by itself, that is the POC from yesterday. All right, so now that we know what all our levels are, what are the 3 questions that we ask ourselves every morning? All right, so question number 1 is, what is where is price right now in relation to yesterday's range, right? So we know that yesterday's range, if we just quickly take this rectangle right here, bop, that is yesterday's range in this blue box, right? And we are within yesterday's range. We did break below for a little bit, and that's earlier when I told you that 2 down just gives us a slight bearish slight bearish signal or feeling or whatever you want to call it, right? This is that, right? This was that breakdown. They kind of held price down here for a little bit, but bulls or buyers were able to step back in and push us up. So we're not opening on a gap down, but we did play down here for a little bit, so that is noted. All right, and question number 2 would be, where are we in relation to the overnight range, right? So what is price trading at right now in relation to the overnight range? Okay, so question number 1, we established that we're within the range, right? So that's within the range. Question number 2 is, how are we, where's price in relation to the overnight range? Here's overnight high, overnight low. You can see that we're kind of on the upper portion, right? We're closer to the overnight high than we are the overnight low. This is more bullish than bearish, right? Because if it were more bearish, we'd just be down here. And we can see that we played down here. We came down here for a little bit, did not work. Came back down here again, did not work, right? So this little more bullish than bearish, all right? So question number 2, a little more bullish than bearish. And then question number 3, if we just take where price closed yesterday, right? So if we look at this little red candle right here, it's probably going to be hard to see, but if I just put a line like that, you see that blue line that just went all the way across? That is where we closed yesterday, right? Question number 3 is, how much time was spent below the closing and how much time was spent above, right? So to better illustrate that, we'll try to, this square represents all the trading activity that took place below the closing yesterday, and then we'll have another one for all the activity that took place above. Okay, so these kind of look similar in size, I'd be willing to give this like 70% to the downside, so 70%, maybe 60% took place down here, and then 40% took place above, right? And what we're getting with that is that there was 60% net short on the overnight session, right? These people were shorting overnight, and then we got some buyers stepping in, so these guys were long. So I would give this 70% over 30% net short, as in the shorts won this fight, right? Just kind of consider it a fight between the two. The shorts kind of won the fight overnight. All right, let's get rid of those. Okay, and what are we what are we really getting at with these 3 questions, right? Well, the main thing is, the main thing that we're trying to answer is, do we have a possibility for a trade at the opening bell, right? At 9:30 when the bell rings, do we have a potential to jump in and snag a play, or should we be more patient and wait a little bit, right? Well, question number 1, right, was, how are we opening in yesterday's range? And the fact that we're opening within yesterday's range, even though we played a little bit outside of it, we're opening within it, this would answer no. We don't have a possibility for a morning play, right? This means that there isn't too much surprise when people get to the their desks at 9:30, right? Anybody who was short yesterday, they're gonna wake up today and either just be chilling, maybe a little bit down, maybe even a little bit up, depending on where we open. But they're not gonna open their computer and see that they're hella down or hella up and have to make a decision, right? And same thing for anyone who went long here. If you went long here, you're gonna wake up and either be a little bit up or a little bit down even, and therefore there isn't much action that needs to be took, right? Because we're right in the same range, so you're chilling. As opposed to, let's say we were opening down here, right, all the way down here. If you went long when we closed yesterday and you see that the price is down here, you're gonna wake up and you're gonna be like, fuck, like I need to do something, right? I need to like sell my I need to close my position for the small L, or I need to wait till we come back up and then try to sell for a lesser loss or add to your position or what have you. And then anyone who bought puts yesterday or went short, if we open up down here, they're printing, they're going to take some profits, maybe add to their position, anything like that. So this is why we ask those questions, right? We want to know if when other people get to their desks, they're going to see something that's going to make them like make a decision like right there and then at the bell. Like, do I have to cut my position, add to my position, what have you? And with the answers that we have, answer number one, we're in range, no. Answer number two, we're in range of the overnight high and low. We're opening pretty close to the center, more towards the high, so a little more bullish than bearish, but it's really close to the middle. It's right around here, so this also gives us kind of like a you know what I'm saying? So overall, with our 3 questions answered, there is not a possibility for a play right at the opening bell. I'd wait, be a little more patient, and play accordingly to what you see after maybe the first 30 minutes or something like that. All right, so what are some of the possibilities for trades today? And I'm gonna go ahead and remove this blue line of where we closed yesterday. I don't want that in my way. All right, so for as far as trade ideas for today, right, we always use our levels, the 4 levels I told you guys earlier: P-day high, P-day low, overnight high, overnight low, and even the value areas. We use these levels. What we wait for is to see how price reacts at these levels, right? So if just based off these sellers down here kind of getting took out, right, that's just kind of what I see. The sellers tried to step in, they got took out. Sellers stepped in, they got took out, and now the buyers are kind of just chilling right here. But we'll have to see when the market opens, right? We did have some news at 8:30. It was durable goods orders. So like I believe that started like this push up right here, somewhere around here. No, this was 8:30. It actually started it to come back down, right? So the push up was coming first, and then it came back down. So we don't know. We'll see what happens with that when we open, right? But as I was saying, we use these levels and we trade after we see how price reacts, right? So for example, if we come down, right, we open, we come down, and we hit yesterday's low. And as soon as we cross below yesterday's low, you start seeing buyers step in. The sellers are not strong enough, just like they weren't strong enough in the overnight session. As soon as we come down here, they're not strong enough. They start to push price back up. If you see like a break below and then we come back up, maybe cross above the opening print or something like that, or you get some kind of reversal signal down here, a hammer candle or like a double bottom or something like that, and then we start to go back up, this is a possibility for longs, right? Because we witnessed that the sellers were not strong enough here or here, and if they're not strong enough when the market opens, we're going to go ahead and get in with the buyers as they push the price back up, and we could easily go from P-day low at 41.25 to value area low at 41.30. That's a nice little 5-point difference right there. I typically don't go for a lot of points when I trade the MES or ES or anything like that, so this is good. And you could even go from here and target overnight high. All right, you can say this failed, let's go to overnight high and value area high or P-day high. There's a strategy I've been talking about recently where we have like those overnight sweeps or previous day sweeps, right, where you test the level, right, P-day low, you test this level, it fails, so it's a high probability, right, higher probability that we come test the opposite level, right? So if P-day low is right here and this fails, there's a high probability that we go all the way up to P-day high. Now that is that's a big gap. Do not hold your entire position for that. You could, but what I would do is add some here, maybe trim some at value area low, Here's our POC, trim some there. Depending on how big your position is, trim some on all these levels on the way up, or find one of these levels where you'll trim most of your position and then have like a trail stop loss or something for the rest of your contracts, all right, while you target the rest of these. But that would be like the play right there, right? Fail down here, go up here. I'm not saying that that can happen quickly, not even saying that if we fail down here you'll go all the way up there, just a higher probability, all right? And then we do the same thing for all the levels, okay? So we trade the levels the same way. If we were to open right here, come all the way up, hit the overnight high, fail the overnight high, start to come back down, cross the opening print, there would be your short, right? You go short right there. Stop loss is anything above the overnight high or something like that. So it's a nice tight stop loss, and then your target would be the overnight low, right? So we know from 41.42 to 41.10, you know, that's about 30 points right there. If you can get in up here and it does in fact come all the way back down, you get to rip all those points. But like I said with this play, if you go short somewhere up here, definitely, you know, trim some at value area low or something like that, trim some down here, set like a trail, and then follow the rest of your contracts on the way down. Do not hold and not take any profits on this move all the way down, because it could easily just come halfway and then go right back up. All right, but that's basically how we trade every or that's basically how we treat most of our trades. All right, we use our levels to see if they fail or if they hold. You know what I'm saying? We could get like a break up over the overnight high, hold right here, and then it just keeps going, and then you can go ahead and enter right there with a stop loss under the overnight high. Or you could wait for a break, come back down, retest. This level shows resistance, turn support, we bounce right here, go up, right? You got your value area high at 40.46. It's about 5 points right there, so you could easily go from here to here, and then, you know, move your stop loss to break even, and then just try to target the P-Day highs based on what you see, based on the volume and all that good stuff. Right? So that's basically how we treat these levels. If you guys have any questions about how we trade the levels, please let me know in the comments. All right, I feel like it's easy to understand. You know what I'm saying? We either wait for a reject at levels, or we wait for a confirmation at those levels. You know, is that level going to break and hold? Are we going to break above the overnight high, hold, and then continue? Or are we going to break above and then break back below? You know, and that shows that we failed, so we come back down. Basically, that's how we treat most of our levels. All right, if that is confusing to you, if you do not understand that and you'd like to, please let me know in the comments. I'll make an entire video just going over the thought process of how I trade, right? Just going over some of the ideas I'll be, you know, some of the patterns I'll be looking for. And then obviously I have like 3 different trading strategies I look for all day, and I wait for, you know, one of the 3 to present itself, and then I play it. So I'd make a whole video for you guys on how I do that and what I look for. All right, so just let me know. I want you guys to understand the stuff that I'm talking about. All right, that's the gist of this whole thing. That is the whole point of these videos, is for you guys to understand what I'm talking about. All right, so that will do it though for our morning analysis. That kind of checks off every box there. We do have some more news. I'll show you guys here. Let me see, where's that at? So we had this news at 8:30, the durable goods that already came out, but we have what at 10 a.m. we have pending home sales, and then I think all the way, this is way after the market, we have Jackson Hole economic, that word, yeah. Anyway, so yeah, so we have some news coming out today, but nothing too crazy, right? So trade today patient, trade today smart, play it safe. You know, while we're in this area right here, this yellow area on the daily, stuff can be iffy. We can be a lot of up and down while we fight in this area before we choose to either break up or break down. So I personally would be using smaller positions until I see that we break either up or down from here. Maybe 10 MES contracts, 5 MES contracts, maybe even 3 or so here and there. But you know, to each their own. That'll be me. All right, so I hope you guys learned something. I hope that you can use these videos to help you plot some of your morning, you know, some of your levels in the morning, and get your trading day prepared, you know, properly. If you didn't know any of this and now you do, then I'm happy. All right, so before I let you guys go, I am gonna blast some 216 killers, because you guys already know how we are. We're gonna play them because them niggas is fire. All right, so let's see what song we finna listen to for you guys. Well, I like Heartless. We'll play Heartless right here. All right, so I'm about to play 216 Heartless, and then right after this song, I'll hop on the mic, give you guys one last goodbye for today. and then we'll be ready for our trading. All right, so like I said, 216 killers heartless. Here we go. Bow.
I've been so heartless, baby, and I know it ain't right, but I'm itching to kill some. And don't get me started crazy, cause I know it is right, but I still only did wrong. I don't know why I was dead wrong. I'll take your life over headphones. I won't think twice till I'm dead and gone. I can't sit right with you anymore. I've been so heartless, baby, and I know it ain't right, but I'm itching to kill some. Don't get me started crazy, cause I know it ain't right, but I still only did wrong. I don't know why I was dead wrong. I'll take your life over headphones. I won't think twice till I'm dead and gone. I can't sit right with you anymore. Said nah, I don't wanna be your friend. Bitch, you tried to play me, so I'm sending shots again. Who you gon' crawl to when you end up on the news? You was tryna be cool, now I'm busting out the tools and I'm shooting out the roof till he laying in the pool. Smoking on the ops like ain't nothing else to do. That nigga by himself, then I put him on the shelf. I don't need no fucking help, nigga, this what I do. I walk into the club, everybody better move, cause I shoot the bitch up like I'm tired of the bullshit. I don't give a fuck who you is, what you doing. I smoke a nigga or a bitch just for moving. I make a nigga kids watch him in the movie. I leave his brains on the floor. I record with my phone, then I'm taking his hoe. Hit that shit on the wall, and then what? Shit, nigga, I'm out the door. I've been so heartless, baby, and I know it ain't right, but I'm itching to kill some. And don't get me started crazy, cause I know it is right, but I still only did wrong. I don't know why I was dead wrong. I'll take your life over headphones. I won't think twice till I'm dead and gone. I can't sit right with you anymore. I've been so heartless, baby, and I know it ain't right, but I'm itching to kill some. Don't get me started crazy, cause I know it ain't right, but I still only did wrong. I don't know why I was dead wrong. I'll take your life over headphones. I won't think twice till I'm dead and gone. I can't sit right with you anymore. Why these niggas gotta talk stupid, always wanna walk stupid? Better not to talk to me, I don't got no time. All these niggas wanna rhyme, gotta leave this shit behind. With it busy on the grind, and be worried about the fine. When a nigga wanna test, then I gotta bust the iron. Only rollin' with the best, keep my niggas right behind. I don't ever gotta rest, cause a nigga ain't gon' try. Leaving their mamas and babies all crying. Only contribute to raising the crime. Murder a nigga and post it online. I don't be playing, these niggas keep testing my patience, and you gon' see them on the shirt. Competition in the dirt, I'ma put them in the hearse. Leave they family all hurt. Think before you fuck with us, I end up 6 feet in the earth.
There you have it, man. Boys, this is crazy. Anyways, I'm about to get that playlist for you guys. Yeah, whenever I beat them up for it, cause them boys ain't getting it to me right away. Nah, I'm fucking around though. Hope you guys liked the video, man. Come back to Friday. I should have another morning prep video for you guys. And until then, let's get that money in the market. Hope you guys finish today green. And if you finish today red, don't worry about it. We'll get them tomorrow. All right. Peace. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bow.